Good morning, children. Let us start chapter number 6, tissues. Now, how we can define a tissue is a group of cells having similar structure and function. In plants and animals, group of cells called tissue carry out specific function. So, how we can define a group of cells which have some function and they carry out specific function. For example, muscle tissues, muscular tissue in the human or in animals, they help in relaxation and contraction, and that leads to movement of the body. So animal can move from one place to another, or they can move the parts of their body. Plant tissue example is the vascular tissue which conduct water and food from one part of the plant to the other part. Now, let us see the difference between plant and animal tissue. Plant tissues. Plant actually they do not move from one place to another. So most cell and tissue provide the mechanical support or strength. So the plant tissues are mostly consisted of dead cells because they can provide mechanical support and strength. Growth of the plant only take place in specific or some regions. So plant tissue are called meristematic tissue where division and growth is taking place. Otherwise all the tissues are permanent tissue which do not further divide. Now animal tissue. Animal move from one place to another and they need more energy as compared to the plant cells. So plant cell and tissue means this most of the cells and tissue in animal cells are living cells. The growth of animal is more uniform, so there is always dividing and non-dividing cells. So animal have organ having specialized function, so organ have specialized tissue. So we can say in short animal have more specialized tissue as compared to the plant. Let us see the plant tissues. Now, plant tissues are of two main types. They are meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. First is meristematic tissue. There are of three types. They are apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue and lateral meristematic. So apical, intercalary and lateral. Three meristematic tissue where the cells are capable of dividing. And permanent tissue where the cells are mostly dead. So there are two types of permanent tissue, simple and complex. Simple are again three types. You can see the distribution. Simple are three types, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. And complex tissue are of two types. They are xylem and phloem. Now coming to the meristematic tissue. Now meristematic tissues are found in the growing region of the plants like tip of the roots, stem and branches. They divide continuously and help in the growth of the plant. There are three types of meristematic tissue: apical meristematic, lateral meristematic and intercalary meristematic tissue. First is apical. Apical means at the tip. So they are present in the tips of stem and roots. They help in the growth of stem and roots. Then second is the lateral meristematic tissue. They are present in the side of the system, stems and roots, and they help in the increase in the girth of the stem and root. You might have seen the plants earlier, they were very small girth, but later on they increase the girth or stem increases day by day. And the third is the intercalary meristematic tissue. Intercalary are present at the base of the leaves and internode and help in the growth of those parts. Now permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are formed from meristematic tissue itself. Now they have lost the dividing capacity and they have acquired the permanent shape and size. So these cells do not have the capacity to divide. They differentiate into different types of permanent tissue. Now permanent tissue are of main two types. They are simple permanent and complex permanent tissue. Now let us go across the simple permanent tissue. Now these simple are made up of one type of cells. So there are three simple permanent tissues: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. First is parenchyma. Parenchyma is mostly present in the leaves that contain chloroplast and imparts green color to the leaves, and they are mostly involved in preparation of the food or photosynthesis process. Parenchyma cells have large air cavities and also they help in the plant which are living in the water to float on the water. Some parenchyma cells of root and stem store water and mineral also. Second simple permanent tissue is the collenchyma. It consists of elongated or long cell having less intercellular spaces and thick at the corner. They give flexibility and allow easy bending of the different parts like stem, leaves, etc. They give mechanical support to the plant. And third simple permanent tissue is the sclerenchyma. They are dead thick walled cell. They have the special deposition of chemical substance known as lignin, which act as a cement and harden them, and it gives strength and hardness to the plant part. In this picture, you can see the parenchyma tissue, collenchyma, and the sclerenchyma tissue. Now, these are the all label diagram of simple permanent tissues. Now, you can see this fundamental difference between parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. The cells are unspecialized in parenchyma. They are having the thin primary wall. Second, collenchyma, they are having the uneven primary wall. And the third is sclerenchyma, the walls are secondary or they are deposited with the thick layer of the lignin. Now, the complex permanent tissues. Complex are made up of more than one type of cells. And there are two types of complex tissues, xylem and phloem. They are also known as vascular tissues or conducting tissue or vascular bundles. Now, xylem. Xylem is the complex permanent tissue. It consists of many types of cells, example tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Tracheids and vessel help in the transportation of water and mineral from root to different parts of the plants, and xylem parenchyma stores food and fibers help in the support of the tissue. Second is the phloem, complex permanent tissue. It consists of several types of cells known as sieve tube, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. The sieve tubes and companion cells transport food from leaves to all parts of the plant. Phloem parenchyma stores food and fibers that help in the support of the plant. Now, afterwards, plant tissue, now come to the animal tissues. Animal tissues are of four main types. They are epithelial tissue, muscular tissue, connective tissue and nervous tissue. So one by one we will see epithelial tissue. They are again of different types, squamous, columnar, cuboidal and glandular. Animal tissues, muscular tissue is of three types, striated, unstriated and cardiac. Connective tissue in animals are of many types, blood, bones, ligament, tendon, cartilage, areolar and adipose. And nervous tissue, it is consist of neurons, so they do not have the subdivision. Now, epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is the covering or protective tissue in animals. They cover the outer part of the tissue covering like skin, outer covering of the organs, inner lining of blood vessels, lungs, esophagus, etc. It also controls the body and control the movement of the material between the body and the surrounding, and also within the part of the body. Cells are loosely arranged and have fibrous basement membrane. First is the squamous epithelial tissue. Now, squamous epithelial tissue consists of flat cells. It is present in the blood lining, blood vessels, lungs, mouth, esophagus. The skin has the several layer of epithelial tissue. So what the skin is made up of? It is made up of squamous epithelial tissue. This tissue is called stratified squamous tissue. Now, second is the columnar epithelial tissue. The cells are pillar-like, present in the walls of the intestine, also present in the respiratory tract known as cilia, long projections. This tissue is known as ciliated columnar epithelial tissue. Third is the cuboidal epithelial tissue. The cell shape is with the basement membrane. It is present in the lining of kidney, tubules and duct of salivary gland. It also provides the mechanical support. Then the last is the glandular epithelial tissue. It is folded from inwards and form multi-layer gland with secrete substance. This tissue is also known as glandular epithelial tissue. In this diagram, you can see different types of epithelial tissues and the places where it is present. Now, the second tissue in animals is the muscular tissue. As you know, muscles are very important for the movement of the body. It consists of elongated muscle fibers. The protein which make these cells are helpful in the contraction and relaxation, and that leads to the movement of the body. Now, muscles can move within our will, and they are known as voluntary muscles. And muscles which we do not move under our control or our will, they are called involuntary muscles. Now, the types of muscular tissue as first is the striated muscles. They are voluntary muscles. Voluntary means they can be moved within our control. They are having the two light and dark striations. The cells are long, cylindrical and are multinucleated. Many nucleus is present. They are also called skeletal muscles because they are attached to the bones and they are voluntary in the nature. Second is the unstriated or smooth muscles. They are involuntary. They are not in our will. And also they have no striations. They are also long and spindle shaped and uninucleated. One nucleus is present. They are mostly present in the alimentary canal, blood vessels, bronchi of lungs, iris muscles of eye, and they help in involuntary muscle movements of the body. And the third is the cardiac muscle, heart muscles. They are involuntary. Heart do not work according to our will. Cells are long, cylindrical, branch and multinucleated. They are present in our heart and help in the contraction and relaxation of the heart. Now you can see the three types of muscular tissues: smooth muscle, skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle in this diagram. Now, the next tissue of animal is the connective tissue. Connect, as the word suggests, it joins different part of the body. Connective tissue are loosely packed and there are the spaces which is filled with jelly-like matrix. First is the blood. Blood is the fluid connective tissue. The matrix called plasma is present, which contain red blood cells or RBC, white blood cells or WBCs and blood platelets. Now, blood transport gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, digested food, hormones, waste material, etc. Second connective tissue is the bone. As you know, bone is hard and strong tissue. Cells are embedded with hard matrix made up of calcium and phosphorus, calcium phosphate, and bones form the framework of the body and support the body, and they are the main organs. Then the third comes is the ligaments. Ligaments are the soft bones, you can say. They are flexible tissue. They joins the bones and help in the movement. Then the tendon. Tendons are the fibrous tissue which joins bones with muscles and help in the movement of the body. Areolar connective tissue is the where there are different spaces in the body, they are filled with the areolar tissue. Space like skin, muscles inside this organ around the blood vessels, they help in the repair of the tissue. And the last is the adipose tissue, which is present below the skin layer and between the internal organ, and it stores the fat and it also contains the fat. In this diagram, you can see the different components of the blood, that is red blood cells, white blood cells, plasma, then neutrophil, eosinophil, basophils, lymphocyte, monocyte, blood platelets and erythrocytes. Now in this diagram, you can see and differentiate between tendon and ligaments. Now tendon which connects bones with muscles, and ligaments means joining two bones. Now you can see the areolar tissues, connective tissue, adipose or fats tissues, bone tissues and cartilage tissue or heart muscle tissues. Now, the last tissue in the animals is the nervous tissue. As you know, neurons are spreaded all over the body like pipeline structure. So, nervous tissue help to carry the message from one part of the body to other, and it also responds to any change in the surrounding or internal change, that is known as stimuli. It is found in brain, spinal cord and nerves. It consists of nerve cells called neurons. Now, detailed structure of neuron is the cell body consists of nucleus and the cytoplasm. It has hair-like structure called dendrite, which receives the signal from different parts of the surrounding, and a long part called axon having nerve endings, and axon has the protective layer that is known as myelin sheath. The neurons are joined together to form nerve fibers, and junction between two neurons is called synapse.